Hi everyone, welcome to my North Knit Corner. My name is Anne and I come to you from the south of Norway. Here I live with my husband, our 3 boys and our little Jack Russell Terrier called Mokka. Welcome if you have been here before and welcome if you're here for the first time. Here I like to sit and talk about knitting and yarn. So if you love that as much as me, I would love it if you want to find your craft of choice, maybe a cup of coffee or tea, and have a little knit and chat, a little knit cafe together with me. And I would love that. I am so excited to be back to talk to you. It's been a few more weeks than I wanted to because I tried to film every other week. But now it's about 4 weeks since the last time, and since I have a lot of knitting time, I have a few things to show you today. So just be aware it might be a longer podcast today. But I hope that you are ready. You can pause me at any time, and I have timestamps on this episode. So if there are things you don't want to listen to, you just skip to the next chapter or timestamp, and do whatever you want. But it would be great to have you here if you want to talk a little bit about knitting. I also have information about everything I talk about in the description box below this episode. I am wearing the Cloud Top by Petiteknit, which is a finished project since my last episode. I have knitted the size small on needles 3, 25 and 4 millimeters, which is US 3 and 6. I wanted to knit a top of some sort that I could use underneath my cardigans and jackets now in the spring and fall. Because the temperature varies a lot, at least here in Norway. We can go from 2, 3, 4 degrees to 18 degrees in one day. So it's nice to have something that you can easily take off and on as you want to, and then have a nice piece of knitwear underneath. So I need both to knit cardigans and tops. So I looked at a lot of different tops on Ravelry, but I landed on the Cloud Top. A lot of the tops that I looked at was very similar, but they all have different elements to them. And I didn't realize when I bought the pattern that this has a rolled edge on both the neckline and the armholes and also on the hem. So maybe if I had seen that, I would have chosen another pattern. I don't know, but I decided to go for it. But I will tell you the yarn I've used as well before I talk more, because I forgot. I took some yarn that I have had in my stash that I bought off a D-stash. I bought a lot of Filcolana Avetta. So I had about 225 grams in this color, which is 425. No, not at all. 245, the color Bordeaux. I used everything. I knit with this double-stranded, so I wasn't sure how far I would come, but I managed to make a top of all of it. So I used 224 grams, so I had just a slight strand of yarn left, but I'm happy I managed to use it all. That feels really good. So as I said, I wasn't sure about this rolled edge, but you start, it's knitted top down, so you start with the back and then you pick up for the 2 fronts and then you connect them in the round. So it's a fairly easy project to knit. I decided to use 325 millimeters or US 3 for my wrong side of the knitting, because you knit back and forth quite a lot, to try and have less rowing out. But and I think it did go better. I do knit very loosely on my wrong side or my purls, and I think it helped a little bit, but still you can see a little bit of rowing out, but that's okay. It's homemade. Yeah, I don't think I have much to say. You can see it has this rolled edge, which I'm still not quite sure about, and also on armholes and the hem you have some ribbing, and then you have this rolled edge. But I really like the fit of it, so I want to knit more of them, but maybe I will choose another way to do the neckline and armholes and hem, which you might see in the whips, but maybe an I-cord or ribbing, something else. But I really like it. I think it's just the perfect amount of deep under the arms, and I think I chose the right size for me. So I want more of these. It's a great basic. But then I also finished the Frostskog sweater, which is a Christmas present. It's a pattern by Vivian Aas. It's sadly only in Norwegian, but this is my second one that I've knitted this year, and I'm going to knit one more for my two oldest boys and my husband. They will each get one for Christmas. Feels so good to be done with a few Christmas presents already. I actually finished these on the day that I recorded my last episode, so it's been in my gift basket, so it's very crinkly, I can see, but that's how it goes. I knitted this in Rauma Vams and number 3 gray, and also this mint green, which is number 412. The orange is Viking wool. It's a little bit thinner than the Vams, but I think it worked out. Anyway, I wanted to use yarn from stash because you don't use a lot of it, so the only color I bought new was the gray for the main color. The other ones I had from or in my stash. And I knit, or the color, sorry, the Viking wool is 553 rust. I knitted the size 5. I'm thinking my husband maybe should get this one. We'll see. And then I might knit a 4, size 4 for my middle son. We'll see. But I knitted this on 5 and 6 millimeter needles, use 8 and 10, so it goes by really fast. Vams is a thick yarn, and it's a very fast knit. It's a raglan, so it's very easy, an easy colorwork sweater. It's a little bit tricky. It's knitted top down, and you have to do some back and forth on the back here for the short rows. And yeah, it's not hard, but I don't like to do increases on the wrong side. I always get that mixed up in my mind with the left and right leaning as increases on the wrong side. So the right side or in the round, it's easy. It's I have it memorized now, and I don't have to look when I see it's a right leaning. It's easy. But on the wrong side, I always have to look. So yeah, but I'm really happy with how it turned out. It weighs 554 grams. So now I only have one more of these sweaters to knit. It doesn't. I'm not tired of the pattern. I think it's fun to knit. It goes by fast, so I could knit a lot more of it, but I will knit one more. So I have to get some yarn for that, but I think I have to wait until June maybe to start with that one, because I have some things that I want to knit before I start the last one. But Christmas is still quite a few months away, luckily, so that will go okay, I think. I have finished a scarf that I have been knitting on for a few months now, and it feels so good to finally be done with it. Not because it's boring to knit, because it's not, but it has just not been high on my list to prioritize, but it feels good to be done. It's the Lotus Lake scarf by Anniina Juuti, and I love it. And it has this beautiful lace border. I can put up a picture of how it looked before I blocked it, and it's so much better now. It's so soft and lovely. I have been knitting with this beautiful color, which I really love. It's from a Norwegian hand dyer that sadly doesn't dye yarn anymore, so it's a little treasure. It's Stulenstrikk in the color, which is the hand dyer, and the color is Holly. Beautiful green. And I held it together with Sanne's Chin Silk Mohair in the color Rainforest 7772. And I still have 20 grams left of this, so I have to save it for something nice. Probably socks. And I think it went really well together. I was a little skeptical in the beginning because I really wanted to keep this beautiful green, but it has grown on me, and now I love the color. You start with a few stitches, and then you increase, and you do this long like ribbing, and also you do I-cord edges as you knit, and then you do this beautiful lace border with short rows in the end. So yeah, and when I came to this lace border, I just flew through it. I don't know if you can say that even, but it went by fast because I love to knit the lace. That's of course the top of the cake. No, cherry on top. No, I don't know. Yeah, it was fun. And now I have a beautiful scarf that I hope maybe I can use in the morning if it's chilly, and I feel like it's a little bit more it's an everyday scarf, but not something I would put on when I walk the dog. But if I'm going out in a cafe or something, this would be nice with my new spring jacket, I think. So it weighs 121 grams, and I used DK. I think it's knit in fingering weight, because that's what I used when I knit the last one. But I have used DK, and it turned out really nice. So yeah, a scarf and shawls are always very easy to change up yarn and needles to get what you want. I used 3.5 millimeter, if I didn't say so, US 4. I have some socks done since the last episode. It's rare for me only to have one pair of socks knitted in 4 weeks, but that's how it is. This is the Bunny Socks by Vivian Aas. This pattern was so kindly gifted to me from a knitting friend, and she gifted it to me right before Easter, so I was so excited because this was a pattern that I really wanted to knit. So thank you so much for this kind gift. I had so much fun knitting up this pair of socks. And this is sadly only in Norwegian, but maybe one day it will be in English. Vivian Aas has a few of her patterns in English, so hopefully one day. But they are still called the bunny socks. It's from children's size up to adult, and I of course knitted adult. And I have used a lot of different yarn that I had in my stash, so they are a bit fun because I have used 2 different yellows. Maybe you can see it. I think you can. I knit every other row with the 2 yellows that I had. I had Gjesdal Solid in the color 2016 Gold Yellow and Sandnes Perfect 2325 Honey. And as I said, I knit every other row with the 2 yellows. On the heel, I only used one of the colors. So I think you can see that. Because they are very similar. Side by side, far away, I can't see a difference, but I can see a different close-up. So for the heel, I didn't want to use 2 yarns because that would be so much hassle, I think. But I'm glad I did because I wanted to use up this yarn. And so the purple and the pink are yarn that I have dyed myself. And I duplicate stitched the belly of the bunnies with the pink. And then I also chose stripes because I didn't have a lot of yarn. So I wanted to stripe them, so I had enough. And you have this ribbing on top and then a nice border, and then you have also this border again under the pattern of the bunnies and also ribbing here. So that really helps like cinch the sock in, and it's really nice on the foot. So I love this pattern. It was a lot of fun to knit, and it's fun to use up yarn from stash, I think. I knitted on 3 and 3.5 millimeter needles, US 2.5 and 4, and it weighs whatever stands on the screen. I have to weigh them, but it will be here. So that's pair number 9 for 2026. As I talked about many times over the last 2 years, I am participating in a knit along that's called the Square Relay, which is hosted by a few Norwegian knitting podcasters. And the point is that several knitting podcasters have designed their own little square. So every month is a new square and a new knitting podcaster who hosts a knit along within that month. So I had in March with my square. And we are soon done. I think we have done this for a couple of years now. And I think it's only a few squares left before all of the knitting podcasters who wanted to participate has made a square. And also all of the people who watch can join in, and it's a lot of fun. And I'm going to make a blanket with my squares. This month was a lady from the south of Norway. She lives not far away from me, about 50 minutes drive. And actually she is hosting a big knitting festival this weekend, very close to me, about 20 minutes away from me, at a hotel. And there's a lot of people coming, a lot of yarn dyers. Yeah, it's a big festival that she and her husband hosts all by themselves, and I think it's the 4th or 5th time. Yeah, so it's wonderful. I don't think I will be able to go, but I hope that all of the people that is coming there are having a great time. But she is responsible for this little square. It's called Sørlands Vårlappen. And Sørland is what we call the south of Norway. All of the south of Norway is called Sørlandet. So I can't translate it. It's no word, but it's like a name for the south of Norway. So, and vår is spring. So Sørlandsvår, Sørlandsspring square. I hope that made sense. I have knitted this in Rauma Finull in the color, a beautiful color I might say, light mint green 4106. I knit on 3.5mm needles, US4, and I am going to make a blanket. This weigh only 14 grams, which is kind of weird because all of my other squares weigh about 18 to 21 grams. But I think maybe it's because, and it's blocked out to the same size as the other ones. But I think maybe it's this yarn over holy pattern that does, like it grows a little bit. So yeah, only 14 grams. But I love this color and I thought it was a very spring appropriate color. So that is very nice. I had a few issues. You can see it's a very easy pattern, but I knitted this 3 times, I think. I had big trouble. One of the things was that there was a pattern and the pattern that was there first in Ravelry was not the correct one. It was pretty similar, but it was some not errors, but it wasn't quite the square that was the final square, if that makes sense. So it came a new one, and I think maybe I did the old one and it didn't make sense, and it was my head as well. I've been very, yeah, my head has not been on the right, it's been all over. So, but at last, I have a square, and I think it's about how it was supposed to be. It looks like the other ones that I've seen. So that was on me, that it was a little bit back and forth, but I managed to finish it, and it goes by really fast, so it's okay to do it several times, I think. Then I have another pattern from Vivian Aas. It's my 3rd finished project today that is from her. And it's a pair of mittens called Kystvotter Coast Mittens. This is another Christmas present. It's for my father-in-law. I hope he will like these. This is knitted in Rauma Fivel, color 3, dark blue, and Rauma Vams, which is the gray, and that's also number 3. Vams is a little bit thicker than Fivel. So I did start to knit with the Vams as the main color. I knew it was too thick, so I knew it would be a bigger mitten. But it turned out really big. I thought that I could just felt it a little bit and it would be okay, but then I got a really bad feeling about it. I should have taken a picture before I ripped it out so you could see how big it was, but I forgot. So then I decided to do it the other way around. I used Rauma Fivel as the main color, and then I used Vams as the contrast color, and that actually turned out fine. Why? I don't know. And I also did go down on the needles, so I used the 4 and 5mm needles, used 6 and 8. So these went by really fast. I knit 1 mitten in under a day, and then of course I didn't knit all day, but the knitting time I had that day, so it went by fast and it was really fun to knit. This is inspired by the Norwegian coast, and this is a lighthouse, and these are anchors. Do you call them anchors, or am I not? I just take a Norwegian word and make it English. I'm not sure. Maybe I am, but you can see what it is. You know, when you have it on the boat and you throw it over to secure the boat, if you are in the middle of the sea and you want to stand still. I think that's what it is. I'm not a boat person, so I don't know. And then you have a compass, yeah, you know, which shows you east and west and south and north, and yeah, very, very nice. I love this pattern. Sadly, not in English, I'm sorry, but it is very easy. So maybe you can use ChatGPT or something like that to, or Google Translate, I don't know. Very nice, very thick mittens. They are also quite big, but I did put them in the washing machine on the short program that I have on 30 degrees. It's about 20 minutes. I threw them in together with a towel, and I think they became very nice after that. Not too much felted, but just a little bit. And my husband have tried them on. They are not for him, as I said, they are for my father-in-law, and he thinks they will be perfect. So I hope so. They fit me. They're just a bit long, so I think they will be nice for some hands that are bigger than mine. So I'm so happy. So many Christmas presents already done. That makes me feel really good. Okay, the crown on top for today. I'm very pleased and happy about this one. I cast it on after my last episode, and I finished it very fast. So you haven't seen it, but I did talk about it, and I have shared the yarn with you. Ta-da! My Rosie is done by Lene, Holme, Samsøe. Lene. I have knitted this in Sandnes Sunday in the color 3820 Pearl Grey, together with Sandnes Tynn Kid Silk in the color 2321 Marzipan. And in the contrast color, I've used this beautiful color from Lille Rille. And the color is Pumpkin Cinnamon Rolls. And I used almost nothing. This is what I have left, so about 150 grams. I thought I needed 2 skeins for this sweater. I don't know why. I'm not sure it says in the pattern that I need this much. Probably not, because this is an insane a lot of yarn to have left. So I could have managed with 1 skein, but now I can use it for something else, which is okay. And this was a gift from my dad for Christmas, so it's really special. And yes, I ordered it myself, but he gave it to me. Yeah. Anyway, I held it together with Sandnes Tynn Kid Silk again, in the color 3554 Rust. And it made this beautiful sweater. I knitted the size small on needles 4 and 4.5, US 6 and 7. I was very intimidated to cast this on, I have to say, because I have heard very mixed reviews. Not that it's a bad pattern or anything like that, just that it takes a lot of time and a lot of mind power, because every row are different with the color work, and yeah, so I was a little bit like, is it too much to handle for me? So, and I also was thinking about the Rosie yoke sweater, because I think that is beautiful. I was on a yarn festival in March, and I saw the Rosie yoke sweater on one of the hand dyers that was there. She had a beautiful Rosie yoke blouse. It's not called sweater, it's a blouse. And it was gorgeous. So I was really back and forth, talked to a friend about it, and I landed on this one because that was what I had bought yarn for. But I think maybe it has to be a Rosie yoke blouse too. Maybe. We'll see. But I cast it on. Very glad I did. I did not find it hard. I find it really fun. And I put stitch markers in between every repeat. So it's very easy if you do a mistake, and I did a lot of mistakes, then you find it really fast, since you only have these short repeats, and you see it so fast that you don't have to pick up a whole round. You only have to pick up in between those little repeats, if that makes sense. So I'm really happy that I cast this on. I like the construction a lot. It was a little bit different for me. I think I've done it before, but not often, and I always thought that it was very clever. It's knitted top down, and then when you have knitted the short rows and things like that, you pick up stitches for the sleeves this way. I don't know if I explain it a lot or explain it okay. But then you pick up, so you knit in the round for a while before you split for the sleeves, and then you have the sleeve cap already knitted, but in the round like this. So I really like that a lot. And yeah, I just think it's beautiful. I love my colors so much, and it's so soft, and it's oversized, but it's just a big hug. I love it, and it's beautiful. I did use a larger needle for the color work. I think I should have just sticked with the same needle that I used for the rest of the body, because I see that I have a lot of big stitches, or bigger stitches than the rest of the body, which is quite annoying. But when I had done it for the first one, I felt like I had to do it for the rest as well, so it didn't change. But I do often knit tighter when I knit color work, so I thought it would be smart to do, but I shouldn't have done that. I don't know why I suddenly didn't knit tighter, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah, and also it's raglan stitches here, so it makes for a very nice fit, for me at least. So I'm very happy about this one. I really enjoyed it. I can see that the hand-dyed yarn have gone over on the pearl grey when I washed it. I don't know if you can see it. So you can see that the pearl grey is a little bit rust colored, but nothing major. It's okay. So when you see it from far away, you can't see it, so it's okay. So that is my Rosie sweater. It weighs 317 grams. So happy with this one. I think I want to start this WIP section with scrap blankets. I do have several scrap blankets going, but they are not very high on my knitting prioritize list. But I try to knit a little bit on them here and there because I really enjoy it. It's just, yeah. I want to show one of them today. It's the blanket that I'm knitting for my dog, Mukka, or our dog rather. It's not only mine, although it's me who mostly does the walking and take the dog out. Although I have to say, side note, that my oldest son have started to go for walks with the dog, And I didn't even ask him to do it. He just, I need some air. I have to walk the dog. And he does it 1-2 times every day, suddenly. So I have to take that back. I'm not the only one, but I have been up until now. But my dog deserves a blanket. He loves blankets, so I want to knit him on. And I am knitting a, what do you call this? A chevron pattern blanket. It's the Lily Scrap Blanket by Jan Peck. It's a free pattern on Ravelry. I'm knitting on 3.5mm needles, US 4. And for this blanket, it's only scraps, the smallest scraps, and I tie them together in a magic knot ball. This is what's left, but I have a lot to tie into this. And yeah, so I think it turns out so beautiful with all of those different colors together. And since you saw it last, I've knitted from this little owl here and all the way up. So I think maybe I'm soon halfway, but I always have small scraps to use, so maybe it will be even bigger, but my dog doesn't need a bigger blanket. But yeah, it's really fun to knit on. Really easy to memorize. I always have to check the pattern every time I take it up because it takes some time in between every time I take it up to knit on it. But then I have seen it and I can knit on it until the next time. I have to check again. So that is really fun to knit on, and all of my other scrap blankets too. I love them all, but I haven't really knitted a lot on them this year. I feel like I'm really stumbling on my words today. I hope you can forgive me. I am also knitting on a hat that you have seen before because I cast it on before I left for my knitting festival last month. Oh my, last month. But I didn't knit on it there, and this weekend I was away again, and then I took it with me and I actually knitted on it. Nothing on the trip, but on the car drive home was a few hours, and I was a passenger princess, so I knitted on this hat. The Bainbridge beanie by Frazzetta. I'm using Sannes Double Sunday in the color 4363 Rustic Rose. Beautiful color. Little team, maybe? Yeah, it's a little bit more old pink looking, Rustic Rose. And here it is. This is what I've knitted so far. It's a 1x1 broken rib. And as you can see, this is going to be the brim. It's a great pattern, highly recommend it. And I think it turns out really nicely. But it's not a pattern, it's not a project that I have been knitting too much on yet, but it will it grows by fast, so a few times out and about and it will be done. So that's the Bainbridge beanie. And then I am knitting another cloud top, because why not? After I knitted the Rosie sweater, I had 2 balls of Sannes Sunday left, and also 2 balls of the silk mohair. So I wanted to use it up as fast as possible to get it out of my stash. And I was watching a podcast, I think, I can't remember which one, but the person was wearing a beautiful simple vest or slipover in a color quite like this, and I thought that's what I want. But I wasn't sure if I had enough yarn, but I wanted to try. And I didn't want to buy a pattern, so I decided to just try and make a vest out of the cloud top. So that's what I have tried. I've done everything as I've done with this one. Same size, same needle sizes. So I used size small on needle 3, 25 and 4mm again to try and not get a lot of rowing out. Don't think it helped a lot on this one, but at least here it is. So what I've done, I picked up stitches. I think I picked up less stitches. I can't remember, but I have it in my Ravelry page for this project, so you can see there if you're interested. And I used needle 3.5mm. Is that use 4 maybe? I'm not sure. But that's what I used for the neckline and for the armholes, and I will also use that for the hem, I think. So far so good. I'm not quite sure about the ribbing on the sleeves or the armholes. I think maybe it came out a little, very long out on the shoulder, but I will keep it for now and I can always rip back. But I was not sure how much yarn I had, so I wanted to knit the ribbings first so that now I can just knit on the body and I don't have to worry about having enough for the ribbing on the neckline and armholes. So I still have a lot of yarn left. I have this whole ball here and I have a little bit, oh, where it is, where is it? Here. I think this is not a lot, but a little bit that I also had left. So 2 balls and a bit of yarn. So yeah, I think it will be enough for this top. The Sunny Sunday goes really far, and if I don't have enough silk mohair, I have a color I think I can use instead for the hem, so that will be okay. So hopefully this will be a nice vest. At least it will be another nice piece to have to wear under a cardigan, I think. So not a very fun knit, but very nice to be able to knit out the rest of the yarn that I had left over. I like to use it as fast as I can if I have time and a project in mind. Then I am knitting on another top. That is the Salty Air Tea by Samantha Guerin. I bought this yarn at the yarn festival last month. And this is from Mrs. Fox Yarn in the color Apple Pie. And I wasn't sure if I wanted to knit the Petal Party Crop by Samantha Guerin or the Salty Air Tea, but I decided on the Salty Air. I have knitted that before and I really love it, so that's what I cast on. Here it is. Really beautiful lace motif on this one. And Samantha Guerin has a lot of beautiful designs. So yeah. I am knitting the size 4 on 2 25 and 3mm needles, US 1 and 2.5. And now I am looking at the wrong notes, so I'm sorry, let's try again. I'm knitting the size 3 on needles 2.5 and 3mm, which is US 1.5 and 2.5. I am just doing the same as I did for the last one I knit, except for one thing. The last one I knit have the lace motif almost all the way down here, but I see on Samantha Guerin's Salty Air that the lace is like stopping up here. So I wanted that too because I think that is nicer. So I had to drop a whole section of the chart. I had done all of my increases, so it was just to knit on more length. So I decided to just stop the lace. Yeah, and I hope that that will make it the way I want it, hopefully. It looks really scrunched up now, but I know when I wash and block it, it will really like fold out and be nice. So hopefully this will be a nice summer top to be able to wear for this summer. I'm not sure how long I'm going to knit it. Maybe a little bit longer than the other one I have. That's quite cropped. So I hope I can get some length. Yes. And that's the salty air. The last one I have is my priority. And that's because it's a test knit for Michelle Frazzetta, Michi Fraz Knits. She has a fun, wonderful podcast where she shares her designs, and she showed a design. She was knitting on a sleeveless top, a button down, which I just fell in love with. So when she called for testers, I applied, and I was so lucky to be accepted. So I am knitting the Ravenna sleeveless, and here is how far I have come. Let me show you the back first. And here is the front. So I am on the right side front now, and I will pick up for the left soon. And I'm excited to get it in the, not in the round, but connect the whole thing. Because of course there's a bit back and forth, because there's going to be a button band. I am knitting in the recommended yarn, which is BC Yarn BioBalance. It's the first time I am knitting with this yarn. And I'm so excited to try it out. I really love to knit with it, and I think it's going to be my new favorite summer yarn. This is my gauge swatch, and it's thin, light, airy. It's going to be so nice. So I want to knit several things in this yarn. I think it's going to be great to have for summer. I'm knitting in the color 1 Nature, which I believe is the same one that Michelle knitted her sample in, because that's what I fell in love with, that sleeveless button down with that color. So I just copied her. But it's fun to see the other testers who has chosen different colors. They're all looking beautiful. And I got some buttons too that I'm going to use for the top. I think this will look good together. And I'm knitting the size 4 on 2.25 and 3mm needles, US 1 and 2.5, which of course is thin needles, thin yarn, but I still feel like it grows pretty fast. And it has these beautiful Estonian buttons, which I really, really like. I get this weird stitch, which is a really loose stitch on the side of the buttons. But I had to ask on the Discord chat that we have, the testers, if anyone else had that problem. And several told me that they did, and also Michelle said that she had that loose stitch on the side. So that made me relax a bit. I don't think it looks great, but that just shows that it's not just me and my knitting. So I will just live with it. And they also said, some of them said that it just looks better after blocking. I'm not quite sure if I agree. Not on my swatch anyway, but maybe in my finished sample. So hopefully. But I can live with it. It's okay. But it was nice to know I was not alone having that problem. So excited to keep knitting on this. I can't wait to have it done, and I hope it fits me as I wanted to, and it looks nice, and it's going to be a nice sleeveless top for summer. Yeah, excited for that. When I bought the yarn for my Ravenna sleeveless, I decided that I wanted to get a little bit more of this yarn because when I was at the Southwest Yarn Fest in March, I saw a lady who had the Friday tee on, and it was great. It looked great. I really liked it, and it reminded me that I have this pattern because I wanted to knit this several years ago. And I bought Sunny Sunday for this one, but I never got around to knit it, and I've used the yarn for something else. But I was reminded of how much I really like this top, the Friday tee, so I decided to buy more of this color, and also some, it's a green, yeah, I don't know what it's called, but it's a green one for the stripes. Hopefully this will be a Friday tee this time. I hope I will be able to cast it on soon when I'm done with some of the things that I'm already knitting on. Because, as I said, I think this is going to be my new favorite summer yarn. I actually really want to buy more of this because it wasn't so easy to get a hand or to get my hands on it, because I don't have anyone that sells it close to me. I'm not even sure it is available in Norway. Maybe it is, but I was able to find it on Rito. It's a what's it called? Online knitting store. Yeah. But then I got a message. Sorry, we don't have this available anymore. Even though I already ordered it, but that's okay. I was able to cancel the order, and I got to buy it. Or actually, I still bought this from Rito, but then I bought the rest from Linde Hobby, I think it's called, another online store. And they sent it really fast, so I was able to buy it there. But that means it's not very easy to get it, and they didn't have a lot of colors to choose from. But I hope I will be able to buy some more if I want to knit more summer tops this summer. Then I also bought some more yarn because I have this in my stash. It's Drops Cotton Merino, left over from a sweater that I knitted for my husband. And my oldest son, he asked me for a sweater. I want the same sweater as Dad, he said, or in the same yarn, and with short sleeves or three-quarter sleeves. And so I thought that maybe I could do a striped version, so I can use up this. So I bought this one in Drops Cotton Merino. I think it's called Denim Blue or something like that, or Jeans Blue. So this is the main color, and this is the stripes. So I'm not quite sure which sweater I should knit. So if you have a suggestion, that would be lovely to use. This is DK weight, 110 meters on 50 grams. So if you have a recommendation for me, I would love that. So I have to knit these two soon, I think, so you can get some use out of it this summer and fall. And that's everything that is in this month and the plans I have. Yeah. So I think that's everything I have for you today. I am very sorry that this was a very rambly episode. I hope that you still got some inspiration out of it. The reason it's been taking me a few weeks before I recorded again, 4 weeks is not a long time, but for me it is, because I try to record every other week and I have a lot of knitting time. So as you see, I produce quite a bit. Not because I have to, but because I have a lot of knitting time. But right after my last episode, at the beginning of the Easter week, I lost my dad. He was very sick, so I knew that it was a possibility, but still, it happened quickly, and yeah, it was still very hard because, of course, when you lose someone you love and is close to you, it's always very hard, even though he's been sick for a long time. And we knew that it was going to happen, but still, it felt really sudden anyway. So it was a long Easter, not quite as we wanted it to be, and we had to organize a lot of things with the funeral and everything, and also there's a big house that he's leaving behind with a lot of things. So there's a lot of things to do. And also in the midst of all of that, it's of course very hard, because we're grieving and so there's a lot of things, and I have a chronic illness, and I have done a lot of more things that I usually do. I try to rest a lot, but that's why I feel like my head is all over the place, and I'm very sorry if that was annoying for you. I hope it wasn't, and that I was able to communicate the things that I wanted to. But that's life. That's how it goes. We all experience these things in life. So I hope that you have, or that you can understand why things may be a little bit rambly today. Although I am often very rambly, and English is my second language, but you are always very generous with me, so I am very thankful for that. But now I just want to say thank you for watching. If you've been watching all of this time and seen different things I had to show and share today, I hope you found some inspiration. And let me know what you've been knitting on while you have listened to me. And I hope that you're well. Take care of yourself and the people around you. And I will talk to you again in a couple of weeks. Bye, my friends.